Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The City of Greensboro and the Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, will receive a grant for $755,000. The money will be used to develop a comprehensive safety action plan for the City of Greensboro, the towns of Summerfield, Sedalia, Oak Ridge, Pleasant Garden, and Stokesdale, and much of unincorporated Guilford County. The MPO will conduct detailed study of traffic crashes and safety conditions in the area. Greensboro MPO Transportation Planning Manager Tyler Meyer said, "The Comprehensive Safety Action Plan will greatly enhance our understanding of the factors driving fatal and serious traffic crash trends in the wrong direction and will identify practical steps that can be taken for improved safety outcomes." Working with the North Carolina Department of Transportation, the MPO will develop a comprehensive plan for preventing traffic fatalities and serious injuries by redesigning roads, conducting public education, and enacting safety-focused policies, among other strategies. This work will expand partnerships and build from the work completed by Vision Zero Greensboro and the current Vision Zero Greensboro Action Plan. Greensboro is one of 510 communities nationwide and 12 in North Carolina selected by the U.S. Department of Transportation for funding under the new Safe Streets and Roads for All grant program. According to the Greensboro Planning Department's annual growth and development figures, in 2022, the city approved nearly 7,000 potential housing units in Greensboro as a result of rezoning and annexation. The growing Greensboro infographic highlights how changes in 2022 zoning affect opportunities for housing and jobs. Combining 2021 and 2022 numbers, there have been nearly 11,000 potential housing units approved through rezoning or annexation in the past 2 years. Key takeaways from the 2022 annual data reveal out of 1,600 acres annexed in 2022, 56% are intended for residential use and 40% are industrial. Of the residential property, 55% is slated for multifamily residential use and the remaining 45% is designated for single-family homes. Of the 386 acres rezoned in 2022, 37% are intended for residential use and 29% for industrial. Of the residential property, the vast majority are for multi-family homes. The 1887 lynching of Guilford County teen Eugene Hairston will be the focus of this month's meeting of the city's ad hoc committee on African American disparity. Representatives from the Guilford County Community Remembrance Project are the featured speakers on Thursday, February 23rd at 6 p.m.'s virtual meeting. The public is invited to join the African American Disparity Committee as it learns how to help the GCCRP increase awareness of and memorialize the lone recorded lynching in Guilford County's history. The GCCRP works with the Equal Justice Initiative to uncover details of Hairston's lynching and share them with the community. Founded by public interest lawyer and author Brian Stevenson, the Equal Justice Initiative provides legal representation to people who have been illegally convicted, unfairly sentenced, or abused in state jails and prisons. Join the meeting via Zoom or by calling 301-715-8592. The African American Disparity Ad Hoc Committee researches policies and procedures, obtains community feedback, and makes recommendations to the City Council about ways to improve access to resources for the city's African American population. For more information, call the Human Rights Department at 336-373-2038. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Probably 1 in 3 Americans, or 70 million people, has hypertension, and up to 50% of those patients are either not treated or undertreated. 1 in 5 may not even know they have the diagnosis. I'm Dr. Jake Hochrein. I'm a cardiologist. I'm the chief of the Cone Health Cardiovascular Service Line and Cone Health Medical Group Heart Care. Hypertension really is known as the silent killer, and it's because it doesn't cause a lot of symptoms. You really have to get a blood pressure check. The nice thing about that is getting a blood pressure check and getting screened for hypertension is probably one of the easiest things we do. I mean, you can get a blood pressure checked at any primary care office, at any appointment with just about any provider, at the community health fair. So what is a normal blood pressure? Well, typically we treat people for hypertension when the blood pressure is 140/90. Although it's a little bit different, what we consider normal, based on your age and based on whether you have other conditions such as diabetes. We would begin to treat blood pressure at that level, 140/90, typically. What is normal might be more like 120/80. And in between is what we call prehypertension, where we begin to pay attention to the risk factors. Patients don't know that they have hypertension because, 1, they may not see a doctor, or 2, they may have been told they had high blood pressure at some point in time, but they really didn't pay much attention to it. We see those patients later on when they present with some of the problems that occur with untreated hypertension. We'd like to get to them long before that point. The problems they present with might be heart failure, kidney failure, or even strokes. And all of that is potentially treatable, preventable if they get diagnosis and treatment early. So the question is, how can we prevent or treat hypertension? At times, your physician may diagnose you with hypertension, and you may need medical management from the beginning. But in all situations, your provider should also be suggesting therapeutic lifestyle changes, or what I like to call TLC. I think the bottom line is that we need to reduce our salt intake, we need to reduce our sugar intake, we should be going for more complex carbohydrates, and for trying to avoid the foods that turn quickly into sugars. And I often tell people that's the white breads and the white rices and the white potatoes. And what's really, really important about weight loss and hypertension is that it doesn't take a lot, that we can see reduction in blood pressure from 5 to 10 pounds. And sometimes the reward for losing weight is you actually get to come down or even off of your medications. We should limit our alcohol intake. There's great discussion about the potential merits of something like red wine. The bottom line is that too much daily alcohol consumption is unhealthy for a number of reasons, and one of those is it can lead to difficult to control hypertension. It is a problem. It is a difficult addiction for a lot of people, and it is something that people should concentrate on and try to find help. Talk with your doctor about the best methods, the best resources for stopping smoking. Another therapeutic lifestyle change that's important and that's recommended for blood pressure control is to increase your activity level. And that's critical for so many different health problems. We don't exercise enough as a country. It's estimated that only about or less than 25% of adults get the recommended amount of physical exercise on a weekly basis. We should get about 150 minutes a week of a moderate level of exercise. And a moderate level of exercise is something that makes you a little flushed or a little short of breath, but not something that is so physically exerting that A, you're not enjoying it, or B, you can't do it the next day. For instance, I tell patients if you're walking with somebody, you should be walking at a brisk enough pace that you wouldn't have enough breath to sing, but you would be able to carry on a conversation. This is Dr. Jake Hochrein. Thank you for letting me join you today. I hope this information was helpful. Cone Health is committed to your wellness. For more information, please go to conehealth.com/heart.
If you are a business owner who's living green, the city will present a series of awards to environmental stewards. And local teens could use your donations for trendy prom attire. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Office of Sustainability, along with the Community Sustainability Council, is launching the inaugural #LiveGreen Awards program. As part of Greensboro's path toward becoming a more sustainable community, the #LiveGreen Awards has been created to recognize leadership in sustainable business practices. Greensboro residents are invited to submit nominations in one of the following categories: Community Sustainability Leadership, Energy Wise, Friend of Sustainability, In Touch with Nature, Quality of Life, Waste Not, and Water Wise. The winner in each category will be presented an award and recognized at the Earth Day event on Saturday, April 22nd at the Greensboro Farmers Curb Market. Nominations must be submitted online by March 22nd and include supporting documentation. Nominations without supporting documentation will not be considered. For more information, contact the Office of Sustainability and Resilience at 336-373-2860. Creative Greensboro has chosen 10 local artists whose work will be featured on the digital kiosk located throughout downtown Greensboro. This is the second year of the Downtown Arts Program, which enhances Greensboro's built environment with original artwork. The artists being featured for the Downtown Arts Program are as follows: Deb Frederick, Stephen Cozart, Katie Hallahan, Greg Hostler, Shalene Miller, Jessica Dame, Alexis Levine, Natalie Robinson, Bevelyn Yuka, and Andrew Bowen. Each of the 10 artists receives a $500 honorarium and will have their artwork on display for 10 weeks. The artists will also be featured on the city's website and on Creative Greensboro's social media and newsletter. The artists were among 35 applicants selected by members of the Cultural Affairs Commission and City of Greensboro Communications and Marketing Department. The Greensboro Youth Council is collecting new and gently used prom wear for its Camille's Closet and Theo's Threads pop-up shops today through March 10th. The program provides free formal wear to middle and high school students. Cash donations are also accepted. This year's sponsors are Four Seasons Town Center, Backpack Beginnings, and Cheshire Center. GYC coordinator Jasiah Stevenson said, "This is our first year back after the pandemic, and we need the community's help to replenish our racks with dresses, suits, and accessories. Please join us in making it possible for every teen to experience a memorable prom night." Donated items must have been purchased in the past 5 years and be in gently used condition, including all accents such as beading, lace, buckles, and snaps. There is a need for plus-size dresses and gowns and big and tall-size dress shirts and slacks. All accessories are welcome. Camille's Closet and Theo's Threads pop-up shops will open March 29 through March 31st at Four Seasons Town Center. For more information and to view the list of donation locations, visit the city's website. The temperatures might be bouncing up and down from cold to comfortably warm, but now is the time to start planning for summer fun in the sun. Coming up after the break, find out what Parks and Recreation has in store for summer campers and our active adults. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Although the spring season hasn't started, believe it or not, now is the time to start planning for summer camp registration to make sure your kids are on the roster. And we also want to promote senior games. Joining me now to talk about a camp designed for special needs and what we can do for our seniors is Jenny Matkins. She is the Active Adults Program Coordinator for the City of Greensboro. Hello, Jenny. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. So let's talk about senior games. I'm sure folks are familiar with that, but tell us who is eligible to participate here in Greensboro.
Well, I hope they are familiar with it because it has been in Greensboro since 1986.
Wow.
So Senior Games has been around a long time. Anyone ages 50 and over that is a Guilford County resident is eligible to participate in the Senior Games.
Okay, hence the term active adult.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are there certain events or just Senior Games like any other Olympic style games?
It is. We sprinkle in Olympic style competitions like your track and field, discus and shot put, running and standing long jumps. We mix that in with some cornhole, bocce, table tennis, badminton, shuffleboard, and it's just a 5 weeks long, fun time to have.
Oh, and I bet the seniors are pretty competitive.
They are. They have friendly competition and friendly rivalries going on because they are divided into age groups. They compete with the same people year after year, and so they renew those rivalries each year when they come back.
Now, where are they showing up to do all of this competition?
So I mentioned it takes 5 weeks to do. We have over 35 events, and we use facilities throughout Greensboro. We do our swimming at the Greensboro Aquatic Center. We use A&T's beautiful track for our track and field, Latham Tennis Center, Leonard Recreation Center for badminton, Country Park for our cycling and our 5K and our 10K runs, the Sportsplex for our opening ceremonies and football and basketball. So we're a little bit of everywhere.
Wonderful. Now, speaking of location, if you do really well in the Greensboro games, do you go elsewhere and compete again?
Yes. So Greater Greensboro is a sanctioned local games by the North Carolina Senior Games. So when you win here locally in your age group, so each age group will win gold, silver, or bronze. You win here locally, you're eligible to compete in Raleigh in September with folks against throughout the state.
Oh, wow.
So, 4,000 folks will show up in Raleigh in September, and you get to compete against, the best of the best in Raleigh.
Okay, so maybe not so friendly competition
Yes,
after all. They want to
yes.
get to Raleigh. So switching gears, and something for the kids is very special called Camp Joy. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and who is the camp designed for?
It is an all-inclusive camp for ages 5 and up, so not just kids. It encompasses all abilities, and it runs for 7 weeks during the summer. Is located down at beautiful Hagenstone Park. They have wonderful facilities for the program. Our adaptive and inclusive recreation section, they are the ones who administer Camp Joy, and it's been around for a long time too.
Nice. Can you give us a couple of examples of the activities they have for the campers?
Sure, they do. They're able to swim. They have a wonderful pool there. They swim, they do arts and crafts, they do music, they do games, and they do outdoor activities, and their schedule rotates them through those activities each day.
Okay. And what about individual unique needs? How do they make it possible for the kids to participate in these activities?
Hagenstone is a wonderful facility. It has 5 to 6 cabins. They make one of them an art cabin, one a music cabin, and they have some picnic facilities, but campers are divided into age groups. So they are with people their own age, and each cabin has 2 counselors and several volunteers, so they are able to take care of the campers' needs throughout the day, whatever that may be. And each cabin has their own schedule, so they rotate through all the activities each day.
Okay, so between Senior Games or Camp Joy, how can folks get more information to make sure they don't miss out?
Well, it's on our Parks and Recreation website. You can go specifically to our pages at greensboro-nc.gov/Senior Games or /Camp Joy. And both of those pages will have registration forms. It will tell you how to register, where to mail it in, where to drop it off, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, thank you, Jenny. I know it's early, but we want people to make sure they don't miss out. We appreciate you telling us about Camp Joy and the Senior Games. We hope a lot of our seniors are going to Raleigh for the final competition. And do come back and let us know other great events happening for our active adults.
I certainly will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council has resumed meeting in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city's International Advisory Committee, or IAC, is holding the 2023 leadership team elections happening in April. Established in 2008, the IAC promotes the perspective of the city's international community to the Human Rights Commission and City Council. Since 2015, Greensboro's immigrant and refugee communities have biannually selected leaders to guide the IAC's work. Applicants must be at least 18 years old to vie for one of 5 roles: chair, vice chair, secretary, and executive member. Interested parties should complete the online application no later than 5 p.m. on Tuesday, March 21st. Candidates must attend an online information session before the election. Applicants who meet the listed requirements will be on the ballot. Voting happens on April 21st and April 22nd during a resource fair for newcomers. It takes place at the Greensboro Coliseum Terrace at 1921 West Gate City Boulevard. An online training session will be offered to volunteers on April 12th and April 13th. For more information, visit the city's website or contact Jody Stanley at 336-373-2038. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
See the latest in boating and fishing equipment, enjoy a Broadway show, and celebrate Black History Month this weekend on the town. The 9-time Tony Award-winning musical Book of Mormon plays at the Tanger Center February 21st through the 26th. The New York Times calls it the best musical of the century, and you can see it with tickets starting at $29. Visit tangercenter.com for showtimes. The Triad's only water sports event returns to the Greensboro Coliseum Special Events Center for the 42nd year. The Central Carolina Boat Fair and Fishing Expo runs from February 24th through the 26th, and tickets cost $9 per day for adults, $8 for seniors, and $5 for kids. Learn more at greensborofishingexpo.com. The Greensboro History Museum brings people and stories from Greensboro's past to life with Lifted Voices, a living history program. Visit on February 25th and see costume interpreters in the museum galleries share stories of African Americans in Greensboro. This free event is for all ages. Visit greensborohistory.org for details. The Vance Chavis Branch Library welcomes historian Shirley Simmons on February 25th for its latest Where We Come From program. Simmons shares photos and documents and the stories they tell about the historic Black experience in Greensboro. Learn more about this free event at greensboro-nc.gov. Winter Jam, Christian music's biggest tour, returns to the Greensboro Coliseum February 25th with We the Kingdom and Jeremy Camp headlining a full lineup of performers. No tickets are needed and admission is $15 at the door. Visit 2023jamtour.com for details. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Greensboro Police Chief John Thompson will host a series of community meetings. This is an opportunity for Chief Thompson and his leadership team to connect with residents in each district across the city. The community is invited to attend and engage with Chief Thompson and ask questions and offer input on a variety of topics. Each meeting will take place from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Registration is not required and residents are welcome to attend all the meetings. The meeting on Monday, February 20th will take place at the Barber Park Event Center on Barber Park Drive. The meeting on Thursday, February 23rd will take place at the Lindley Recreation Center on Springwood Drive. The meeting on Monday, February 27th will take place at the Glenn McNary Library on Lake Jeanette Road. The meeting on Thursday, March 2nd will take place at the Peeler Recreation Center on Sykes Avenue. The final GPD community meeting will take place on Thursday, March 9th at the Griffin Recreation Center located on Hilltop Road. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department. The City of Greensboro is among 105 communities in 31 states to reach its rehousing and housing creation goals established 1 year ago by the House America Initiative. Greensboro's rehousing goal was 200 placements, and the housing creation goal was 72 units from September 2021 to December 2022. Greensboro is one of 4 North Carolina cities to join the effort. Housing America is a federal initiative of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness. To review the city's total reporting numbers, please visit the city's website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.